Will you agree with me if I said that the world we live today is prone to disaster? From a natural disaster to a man-made disaster, it has increased in its magnitude, speed of onset, durations, and range. Our experience with COVID-19 witnessed that a biological hazard can surpass beyond health and fatality risks. COVID-19 has caused the global economy to plunge at the devastating points. Global supply chain disruptions, suspensions of business operations, and lower than expected demand has caused business operations at a constant risk of failure as they suffer billions of losses. Now, regardless if we are a private, public, or non-governmental institution, we have to reflect how well we prepare for and respond to such a major disaster, and most importantly, what have we learned? In this video, I will talk about risk communication, and institutional resilience. The material in this video is based on my research on risk communication to protect public health, a research funded by United States Agency for International Development through Malaysia One Health University Network. So risk communication and institutional resilience in this video highlight the notions that disaster and crisis should create opportunity for any institutions to improve resiliency, power future performance, and emerge stronger. This can be done through effective risk communication. What is institutional resiliency and why it is important? Well, it is important because the world we live and the business that we run can never be unaffected to threats and danger. We are subject to various types of risks. Thus, the capability to anticipate risk, limit impact, and bounce back rapidly through survival, adaptability, evolution, and growth in the face of turbulence change is more important today than ever before. Now, the next question will be, how can institutions increase resiliency? Many research has found empirical evidence that institutions can increase its resiliencies through, first, increase in its institution's risk management. Organizations should have a structured process of risk identification, assessment, and prioritization of risk. This should not only limit to the risk related to health and safety of the staff, but the risk associated to the continuity and competitiveness of the institution in the face of danger and significant change. So that's number one. Why risk management is very important? Because increase in risk management enables institutions to plan for a countermeasure action and be more prepared in terms of response and recovery. Now, how could institutions attempt to reduce the risk if the community in the institutions are unaware of the risk? Therefore, risks need to be assessed and communicated. So the second factor or important points institutions can increase its resiliencies is through assessing and communicating the risk. So staff at all levels must be well informed and knowledgeable on risks impacting them and their work during emergency and disaster situations. So that's number two. Number three, institution can increase its resiliencies through increasing participation of all staff at all levels in the policy preparedness and implementation with regards to business continuity. And finally, the fourth one, institution can increase its resiliencies through sharing knowledge, information, and most importantly, lesson learned inside and outside the boundary of the institution. So from the four important points of how organization can improve its resiliencies, so we see that what it takes to achieve resilience, it is evident that institutional resilience requires understanding the interdependencies among individuals, the institution itself, and its surrounding. So it is also evident that communication is crucial to mobilizing the resources and understanding actions to respond and recover from a disaster event. So without communication and access to information, stakeholders will not be involved in the resilience process. Thus, it is not possible to ensure that risk reduction approaches are being implemented. So the foundation of resilience is risk communication. Institutions should strengthen their risk communication. Through effective risk communication plan, institutions should clearly spell the governance, leadership, structure, stakeholder roles, and how systematic knowledge will be transferred, because it will provide guidelines and awareness to all members in the institutions. So in the end, the new norm should extend beyond ritual and artifact. It should be through effective risk communications. The new norm will be embedded deep within the fabric of the institution through policy, people, and structure. Risk-based thinking and embraced by the entire institution. And with that, of course, it will improve the public health and safety and spur the economic growth, because it's allow economic activity and it will practice the new norms with higher productivity. So to create a truly resilient institution, risk communication and resilience cannot be practiced in isolation, but must be components of a single comprehensive system of mitigations and recovery.